All right, let's get right into it. Our last flow together here. We're gonna do a little bit of everything that we've kind of done these last 2 weeks. So let's start in a child's pose, letting ourselves find the shape. If the knees wanna be as wide as the mat today, maybe that's where you start. Or maybe the knees come a little bit closer together, or even all the way. Just finding a space where you can really stretch the arms, flutter out the lips. Maybe a little rock side to side. It's kind of rooting yourself down. Soften the jaw, the eyes. Allow the belly to be soft. Taking some deep breaths into the belly. Letting it fill up on your inhale. Letting it out on the exhale. Take one more breath here. Exhale. Keeping the arms nice and long for one more breath. Maybe stretch a little bit further. Oof. And gently come all the way up to a tabletop. Knees will come underneath the hips here. And just take a few cat-cows. I'm going to start with kind of the traditional shapes. Arching the spine, rounding the spine. And then I'll start to add a few hip circles. You can do whatever feels good. Maybe you tuck the toes today. Maybe it's flipping the wrists, especially if you have been typing a lot this morning. Giving yourself a nice stretch into the wrists. Take one more breath wherever you are. Exhale. Come back to center. I'm just going to move up just a tiny bit so you can see. Step the left foot behind you. Give yourself a little rock back and forth. Just breathing into that left calf, the left sole of the foot. And we'll find a supported side plank here. So you'll kickstand that right shin out to the side. Plant that left foot down. The hips open up to the left. And reach the left arm up and over, breathing into that left side. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping the low half where it is, just come all the way up, taking a gate pose, opposite arm, so the torso just kind of switches the side that it's stretching. And then bring yourself through center. Hands are going to come down. You can tuck the back toes here. Just give yourself a little rock back and forth. We're breathing into the inner thighs, a little bit into the pelvic muscles. Full breath in. Exhale. And gently walk yourself all the way back to the front of your mat. You're going to meet in that tabletop and then take a cat-cow, reset. We're going to do all that on the other side. Finding a neutral tabletop and then send the right leg behind you. Toes will stay down. Give yourself that little rock back and forth. Notice if one calf feels tighter. This one feels wildly tighter for me. And then find the supported side plank. Again, you're kickstanding that left shin out to the side, planting the right foot down. Really lift up out of the left shoulder. And then reach that right arm up and over. Big stretch into that right side. Inhale. Exhale. Really press into that right foot as you come all the way up, finding a gate pose. And then come back through center. And then I'm gonna turn around just because I don't want to lose you. Bring the hands in front of you, tucking the back toes. Give yourself a little rock back and forth. Full breath in. Exhale. Nice. And then gently walk yourself back to the front of your mat, the way you came. Finding that tabletop. Take a cat-cow. Finding a neutral tabletop here. We're going to take some tabletop thread so we can get into your upper back. So let's start by lifting the right arm all the way up. Open the chest to the right side, kind of opening up for a counter stretch. And then thread that right arm all the way through the left. keeping the hips lifted. The left arm can always walk forward for a fuller twist, or if it's a little, a little early for that, just keep the left hand by the face. Right palm will face up to the sky. Breathe into that right shoulder. We're going to take 2 breaths here. One more. Nice. Gently unravel the right arm all the way up. Give yourself some shoulder circles, just letting that go. And we'll find that tabletop just for that cat-cow reset. And we'll do it on the other side. So reaching that left arm all the way up. Again, you're opening the chest, kind of finding a counter stretch first, and then thread that left arm underneath. On this side, I have a little bit more kind of openness, so I can walk that right hand forward. You might find the same, or maybe it's opposite. Maybe you're tighter here. Just meet yourself where you are. Breathe into that left shoulder. Take 2 breaths here, big inhales. Inhale. Exhale. If you walk the arm forward, gently bring it back towards the face. Unraveling all the way up. Again, maybe it's some windmills in the arms. And now we're going to do a puppy pose here. So kind of an opposite stretch. We just kind of did a nice opening in the back, separating the shoulder blades away from each other. With the heart melting pose or puppy pose, you're bringing the shoulder blades in, stretching the front of the chest. So you might want to make sure you have some space in front of you. I like to tuck the toes personally, keeping the hips right over the knees. The bottom half of your body is not going to move here. It's just the upper body that's going to walk forward. You have to really stick the tail up so that you can melt the heart down. Maybe the chin comes down, maybe the forehead, maybe you have a blanket underneath the chest or a pillow. Just give yourself a few moments. Let's go ahead and take 2 breaths here. One more. Nice. Gently look forward. Just slither your way onto your belly. We're going to do a couple press-ups here, just stretching the front of the body. So you can have your hands underneath the shoulders. And then on the inhale, just press up as high as you'd like here. Be gentle, remembering that we're not super warm. Breathing through the front of the body. It's almost like a cobra here. And exhale, gently bring it down. Let's find 2 more just like that. And again, you can go, maybe it's here, maybe it's a little higher, maybe the arms straighten out just a tiny bit more. And then gently bring it down. 1 more. Relax the belly here. Try not to keep tension in the jaw. And exhale, finding an embryo pose, bringing the knees together, sitting the hips back, bringing the arms to wrap around the heels, let the shoulders roll forward, breathe into the low back here. One more breath. Exhale. Gently come all the way up to sit on the knees. You can shift off to either side. Just sweep the legs out in front of you. We're going to take a forward fold before we finish up today. So give the legs a little shake. Keep a nice soft bend in the knees and make sure you're up on the sits bones so you can sit up nice and tall. Try not to start from back here. It's much more of a challenge. You're lifting up out of the low back. Arms will reach up and reach forward, keeping a long back until you've kind of hit a limit. For me, it's about here. And then I'll round my spine, chin to chest. Relax. Hands will fall wherever they fall. Just breathe into the back of the legs. Again, try not to lock out the knees. If you want to bring your hands there for a little support. Take a full breath in here. Let it go. And gently walk the hands back up the legs, unraveling. You can find a seat. I'm going to turn to face you. And we'll seal our practice here. The final day of our 2-week challenge together. Give ourselves a little opening in the shoulders, a little neck circle. Giving yourself some gratitude for showing up, whether it was live or after the fact. You can always come back to these videos anytime. I will leave the reels up so you can come back to them. Let's seal today's practice with a breath together. Let's fill up the belly, taking a big inhale. Open the mouth side out. Hands come to prayer at heart center, giving yourself gratitude for practicing today. And any other time you step on your mat, give yourself some gratitude. That's half the battle. Thank you so much for joining me these last 2 weeks. Feel free to comment on this reel or send me a DM or anything if you have questions or if you want me to do another challenge like this. This was really fun. Thank you all. Until next time.